Hello Scorpio, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, and for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I am Nicole, and it is lovely to have each and every single one of you. Scorps, it's been a minute. I know I got your North-South Node video out, but then, as I explained in there, life has been crazy. Story of my life. I'm a Scorpio, wouldn't expect anything less, right? So Scorpio, this is going to be your reading for August of 2023. I'm going to set April, so that may have some significance at some point. So August of 2023, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well, and discern the messages accordingly, as always, guys. Okay, so for those of you who have subscribed to the channel, thank you very much, and feel free to like. If you've not yet subscribed, please do so. That's going to give you notifications each time a new video is posted. So hoping to get all of the August readings out this week, but we'll see, because we have this really cool festival thing happening where I work. You see the background is different than usual because I'm at work today doing my thing, or at my fun place, as I like to call it, 111 on the timer, Scorps. So let's go ahead and dive in. The one thing I heard before I sat down to do this was hesitancy and procrastination. No more, no more, no more. And I can speak for maybe some of you, maybe, I don't know. I've had a hard time getting on track the past month. It's been a little crazy, waiting on some answers to things and stuff like that. So no more hesitancy, no more procrastination. It's just time to make forward movement. You know, figuring out your plan, guiding your spirit is saying guiding yourself right now. You're like kind of like being your own advocate, being self-disciplined, self-motivated. Spirit is also saying stepping back into your power. Scorps, 37, a 10, which is an ending, new beginning, right? Breaks down to a 1. Realization and conception, new starts, new things happening for you in a different way. Like, a different way has been like the thing that keeps coming out of my mouth in these readings, and it's for a reason. Like there's just got to be a reason to that, right? So conception, you know, conception gives life, creates new things, new projects is what Spirit is saying, new ideas, new endeavors. 37, realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. To me, Scorpio, when you incorporate that internal and external, and I just did Pisces, and I always pull these little tags that I have made up for the signs when I'm doing readings to just, you know, to let Spirit guide me as to who needs the next reading, right? I just did Pisces right before you guys, and we talked about the internal and the external integration of the two worlds, right? So, and here we are with our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. I do think, Scorps, that for some of you, you are finally starting to open up to an emotional rebalancing act, is what Spirit is giving me, that you are becoming aware of your emotional energy. And as I said in Pisces video, and I'll probably say it in all the rest of them too, with that new moon in Cancer we just had for the next 2 weeks, our emotions are in movement. They are, you know, heading forward. They are opening us up to seeing this world through an emotional set of eyes. And I apologize for the motorcycles in the background. Got the door open. It's a little stuffy today. But so with that, you know, Scorps is a water sign. Pisces, and I'm going to throw this out there for Cancer as well. We operate from that emotional place. Where it feels good, where we know it feels good. It's an emotional high for us. It's how we operate. And when your heart space is open and you're centered in that, you just exude that from who you are, right? So allow your heart to be open at this time, but also stand in your conviction of truth. And I just heard from Spirit that may piss some people off. So if you're, you know, you're not feeling the vibe from others and you've got your own way of doing things, some people may have a problem with that, but you are creating a new form of life for yourself at this time. So, all right, Scorps, let's check it out and see what's going on. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio, August, please, Spirit. What does Scorpio Collective need to know? Scorpio Collective, please, Spirit. Confidence, choices. Spirit is saying to go confidently in the direction of the choices that you're making. If you're going to pick a direction, confidently do it. Don't hold back in what it is that you are trying to accomplish. I feel like there's times where you're maybe doubting yourself, not sure, because maybe a path is unseen or unknown. It feels hidden to you. Boy, there's a lot there. We'll come back to that. Just be open to it, okay? Be open to those choices. But when you make that decision, you're going to have to really stand in it. For some of you, you are also... Oh, where did it go? Give it back to me, Spirit. They come in faster than I can speak it sometimes. You may have some choices that you're going to have to make, Scorps. That's where I was going with that. 23 and 22, a 5 and a 4. The change is bringing in foundational energy of support and a reason to celebrate. Listening, and I'm going to read what is the little words on this card says. Darkness does not always Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always equate to good. So I do think that there are things that are balancing. When they talk about the darkness does not always equate to evil, you think about our transformational energy. It doesn't mean that it's been an evil process. It simply means that by having that darkness in our lives, that we are able to then transmute, which is what Scorpio does, right? Transmute that energy into something positive. And just because somebody does something good does not mean that their good is always fueled with the right intentions, is what Spirit is saying. And by that means, you're also understanding that in order to move forward from something of this nature, you're going to have to let go. And I think that Scorpio, I feel the need to count these: 2, 4, 6. I'm going to say to you 7 times over in your life, the regeneration of who you are. So whether, and it's also bringing my attention to the fact that, they say our bodies regenerate every 7 years. And by the way, I seen 721 on the timer, which is a 73, which is opposite of the 37. So you may also be seeing that things are being reflected back to you. You may be reflecting upon the choices that you've made in the past, how they've affected your present moment, and how it is that you're navigating things as they are transforming and changing for you, as just as everyone else we have completed. And I want to say, Scorpio, I feel like your cycle has completed. Spirit is saying now waiting on results. So you're transforming to give a time, energy, and attention to what foundations are underneath you. You are rebuilding 4 walls. It's almost like you're starting from the ground up, starting over and anew. I do think, and again, another 5 behind that. Your emotions of deception, lies, lust, greed, things that were codependent or toxic for you, you are now having a clear emotional stance on what is coming to the surface or what has come to the surface. You went through this reevaluation period, 11-11. It's like if things are no longer clear for you, you have any question or any doubt as to a person, situation, whatever, at work, doesn't matter. If you are not clear on the path forward, you're not choosing that path anymore. You're choosing you. You're learning how to choose you instead of worrying about how you're investing in other people and other things. Because what you've met it's almost like a storyline. There's that choices card. Understanding your choices. I just said that, right? So what do you got right beside each other? Understanding and choices. You are understanding your choices. That 7 energy, very strong 7s in your reading, Scorpio. You're understanding those choices, that at the end of the day, you need to choose you, even if it's pissing people off at the end of the day. They may not be saying it. They may not give you a prelude to that, but they're seeing a change in you and how you operate. They're seeing how You know, it was funny. I just looked into the camera, and when I did, I caught a shadow back here. So I don't know if you guys seen that, if you go back and look at that, but I just caught something out of the corner of my eye. So that could just be the clairvoyance for me. I don't know. But they're saying, like, it's almost like you've got somebody or something, spirit, whispering in your ear that's like supporting you and going, did you see that? Did you hear that? Are you aware of that? What is this person's intentions? What could this situation turn out to be? So you're learning how to trust that intuitive voice faster than you have in the past. So like maybe where you would have heard it, thought about it, and then just said, oh, it'll be all right. And you go off and you do something differently. You're not ignoring the red flags to a situation anymore, or just situations in general, people in general. If it either feels right and you go towards it, or it doesn't feel right and you're like, we're not even going to make an attempt at this because I've seen this before, right? I know what this is like. You're on quest for just peace in your life. I see that lavender field. It's peace. It's tranquility. It's everything that makes you just be able to breathe without a heavy energy attached to you, right? So you're recognizing that maybe people and situations around you, you had invested time, energy, and attention into, they're not beneficial for you, and you're not willing to do that anymore. So, Spirit, for Scorpio for the month of August, for the collective, please. Appreciation. Man holding coin. I just heard Spirit say somebody may be willing to invest in you, or has already invested in you, or will invest into you, Scorpio. They appear to be very stable. Spirit is saying caring and loving. Scorpio, as much as I am not the love reader, right? We know this. I'm like, oh, dear Lord, right? This man is backing you. I don't think you've met this person yet, Scorpio. Door to romance. You may meet them. There's another 7. You may meet them out in community space, right? Going places, doing things, seeing things. I think these realizations back here were lessons so that you could move forward in life, right? I do feel like with that heart space opening, you're 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, guys. You are, it's almost like you have this intuitive knowing that something new is coming, something new is being birthed. And I don't think that it's, you know, children and things like that per se. For some of you it could be, but new life is being formed for you, Scorpio, in the present energy, please. There it is, the same exact card, a man holding coin. There he is. He, she, you know, for each of you it's going to be different. This person, again, a 7. I just said there's that intuitive knowing. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. 5. They are changing the way. They are going to change the way you see the world. It's almost like they're helping you to unfreeze any parts of your heart space that have been shut down for so long. They are willing to work hard. They are willing to put in, Spirit is saying, the time, energy, and effort. And I talked about those lavender fields, right? Maybe you'll be out somewhere. It's something to do with lavender. I don't know, right? Like lavender field. And what's he got back on this side? Sorry, I'm backwards. Lavender. But regardless, this person is bringing in, man or male, female, doesn't matter. They are bringing in this peaceful energy. Like you're going to feel very at peace. You're intuitively going to know when you see this person, meet this person, that there's something very different about them that catches your attention. They're very aware of you. You're very aware of them. There is an internal knowing. There's something to do with the eyes too. And I look at this man holding a coin. His eyes stand out to me significantly, and maybe bone structure as well. They may take care of themselves. And I kind of feel like they're urging you to take care of yourself as well. So it may be somebody coming in with some good habits as you let go of the old ones. And you're willing to listen, Spirit is saying, to sound advice. It's not that you're overly enamored with this person, but you realize that they're not full of bullshit. This card, this is the 3rd time I've seen this card, Scorpio. It was on the split. It tried to come out back here. It was in the underlying, well, this is the 4th time, I'm sorry, appreciation. Spirit said, aren't you glad you waited? So whatever that means for you, aren't you glad you waited? It's like the two of you share an understanding of what it is to shut down. It is an understanding that the world can be, Spirit is saying, a cold place from time to time. But I also feel like, Scorps, that you also know something that's valuable. 1515 on the timer, which is that devil energy, right? 50, and then as I say that, what number is that? I can see that from the light or not. Yeah, let's come back. 15, right? 15, 15, 15 breaks down to 666, which is not a devil number. Everybody panics. You're good. You're solid, Scorps. But you're starting a new cycle. I feel like with some of the cards that I seen earlier, this is about change. This is about equal reciprocity. That's 6. I think about the 6 of Pentacles. It becomes a space of equal give and take. I do think, Scorpio, in your true, genuine nature of having a hard time trusting, that you are, it's almost like you're asking for somebody to prove their value and their worth to you, because you've been let down, you've been hurt, and you've let those parts of yourself go. You've let those cycles kind of close out in your life. You've decided that you want something more, you need something different, but when that something new and something different comes along, you may have a hard time accepting it for what it is, because you've been on the other side of this before, right? Like, you've been on the other side of people making promises and such, and then, great, fine, but are they going to follow through? So I think that's kind of where you are with that. So let's clarify the cards for you, Scorps. Spirit, again, just reiterate, haven't you waited long enough? Like, why do you want to make yourself wait some more? Door to romance for Scorpio for the month of August, please, Spirit. Oh, yeah, Scorps. Hard time in love in the past. You may have dealt with a Taurus in the past as the Hierophant card comes out. The World, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. You've completed a massive cycle, Scorpio, that I think did leave you in this space of like a spiritual growth, a spiritual enlightenment. Had you caught up in your head, left you felt trapped, and Spirit is saying isolated when it came to love. Through this, though, what's beautiful about this card is you see this key here. It's like something about this new situation unlocks this love for you. And I'm going to say to you too, Scorps, that I feel like there's more than one opportunity of love, and I don't necessarily mean romantic partners, as you're finding a newfound love for everything in your life. You're recognizing what is worthy of true, genuine, unconditional love, and that's the only place you're investing in. And if you know you're not being reciprocated anymore, or it's just not an equal give and take, whether it's friendships, love, family, your job, whatever it is, you're not going to invest. You're only giving your heart to the things that really make you feel good, and you know that they're equivalent to who you are, right? Spirit is saying there's been some lost connections as well in the past. Maybe ones that you wish you would have kind of given a little more to see where the opportunities had gone. But I will also say to you that on the spiritual note of the Hierophant, this higher knowledge and seeking of that enlightenment, they were meant to help you move forward, to help you understand that maybe they might have been soft, or maybe you guys couldn't quite get on the same page, but they were meant to open these doors for you to help you see that it was not as cruel as it, moving forward would not be as cruel as it had been in the past. It was like Spirit's way of gifting you something softer. It's like, would you rather hug a cactus or a teddy bear kind of thing, right? So when Spirit is kind of like leading you out into this to kind of like test the waters, we'll say, they gave you softer situations, people that were going to be softer with you, because despite Scorpio's rough, tough exterior, inside is like this very soft, caring, loving, compassionate person who would do anything, right, for anybody, which has ultimately been to your detriment from time to time in the past. So with this man holding coin, let's see, Spirit, who is this? Who is this man holding coin for Scorpio in the present energy? The Page of Wands, the Three of Wands in reverse, and the Chariot. Any stagnation, any blocks that have happened in the past, they're now being lifted. New opportunities, new growth for wish fulfillment, something that stands true. You get to stand in your truth and move on from the past again. You're moving into truth. You're moving into your personal wish fulfillment. A lot of blues and reds, passion and emotional passion. If you've been involved in the past with somebody where there was a lot of passion, so like sexual kind of energy, the attraction was there, but it was lacking emotion, it's because, Scorpio, your emotions weren't ready. It's just not where you were. And now with this Page of Wands, this olive branch, is being extended. There's some new growth. There's some new opportunity that's being gifted to you without the blockages. And that Chariot card, you may be dealing with a Cancer as well. You're moving forward. You're opening up your emotions. You're willing to not hang on to control, but move forward. Even, it's almost like you have this idea, I guess, intuitive guidance, that you are moving forward and you're doing it protected. You are bound by the elements. You are in your element, Spirit is saying, and you're being guided forward and you're protected through this journey with this Chariot. As you see the pentagram there. But it's like you're wild at heart. This horse is like, I don't know, all of a sudden she looks very alluring to me, or he's alluring too, right? He can be, of course. But you see the eyes. There's something, maybe even, I mentioned this other person's eyes, maybe they see something in your eyes as well. This could be an equal understanding, an equal exchange, right? But all of a sudden, it's like you're standing in your power, you're looking good, you're feeling good, wild at heart, protected and ready to kind of run free. You're ready to find what inspires you to move forward and how you are able to do that. So this appreciation, card of appreciation, what is this for Scorpio in the future energy? Eight of Wands, Scorps. Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. Four of Wands sitting there on the bottom. Whoop, too many cards. Whoop. Strength card. Leo, you could be dealing with a Leo as well. Eight of Cups, again, I think you're giving a great appreciation to the past, where you've had to make decisions and choices. You worked hard for your wish fulfillment, right? You worked hard. You weren't just going, I would like to have, but you were also working towards that. And the things that did not work out, or you're maybe even still seeing certain areas of life are not working out, there's new potential and growth that comes from this. And then with that Eight of Wands, that's fast moving energy, right? Like it's quick, it's rapid fire. Spirit is also saying communication. You may have a lot of things that are going to test you and your courage, and I think you're going to kind of fly through it, Scorps, with flying colors kind of thing, like, right? Like you've mastered this certain sense of, and Spirit is saying self, that when the Spirit is also giving me with the Eight of Wands, that you're going to strike when the fire is hot, and now may be the time to do so. You're recognizing through this appreciation of everything, and now moving forward, of all the things that you have that really truly mean something to you. You're finding that greater love and understanding of the things that you have and the things that make you feel good. And I'm going to tell you though, Scorpio, getting to this place has not been without its struggles. That Eight of Swords, it's like you have done your time. You have paid the price. You have paid the piper. You've had to work through massive spiritual transformation back here with that world, that Eight of Swords, and that Hierophant. You've walked out of this somehow. As much pain as you encountered through this, you're still walking out of it hopeful somehow. Spirit is saying it's a test of strength. It was a test of strength, and it's like you passed the test. You passed the test. You stood in your love, and you meant it. In anything that you did, even if it hurt, you meant what you said. You meant what you did. You were, it's like people being, I say loyal, but true to their word, right? If you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. And Scorpio, I really feel like you did. And I think that there were times when your heart got split apart and you didn't know what direction you were going to go. And a lot of the time it was, again, you gave so much in your own detriment that it created a lot of pain for you. So whether this was in other people, other situations, other ideas, goals, endeavors, things that you didn't see come to completion, or they just didn't get to where you would hope they would go to, which, you know, we all do that, right? We tie an expectation and then hope that it goes somewhere, and then when it doesn't, we become disappointed with the outcome. I have to say that I think that this reading overall is a beautiful new beginning, Scorpio. You're just going to have to really work to keep your heart open. And I'm going to say, too, that the bottom of the deck here, we have 88. The 8 of Cups, the woman holding her heart, is also an 8. Through that, walking away, you learn to self-preserve. But once again, don't do it to your detriment. And, you know, typically I don't do, I'll get you some advice, but these love cards, I guess I'm going to pull these out. Because I do really, truly feel, Scorpio, that somebody's coming in. Maybe something about a bracelet or something about the wrist with this person, like right here. Maybe the way they carry their wrist, or something that they wear. I feel like it's more something they wear on their wrist is going to be indicative as to who this person is as well. But they're very charming for you, male or female, it does not matter. They may not even know what to say to you when you meet them. They really are. It's almost like, and as we do this, this could be the one. For some of you, this is reconciliation and engagement. You know, you could be reconciling for some of you with a past person, but also Spirit is saying if that's going to be the case, there needs to be massive change behavior. It's a 5 appears. Massive change behavior needs to occur before you're willing to go there again. For others of you, I do believe that this is somebody new that you have not met yet. Soulmate. I think in the past, Scorpio, there's that reconciliation. I'm going to pull 2 rows on this. Getting different messages. I do believe that there's a person from your past that you thought was a soulmate, and I think that most people that we come across in this life, they are our soulmate to some extent. They teach us something if we're paying attention. This person may be coming back around at some point, Scorpio. August, September may be a time marker as well for that. They may be declaring love and passion. They may be declaring change. I don't believe that's the truth. Going to be honest with you. It's kind of like they're using you to hold them up. They're using you for this support. When I look at this card, she is anchoring him, right? She is supporting his need to lean on her. Again, if it's not fair and balanced, I don't think you're going for it anymore. You're just not going to do this. The thing about this is, too, is like she's holding on to him to kind of pull him up. He's holding on to her, and it looks like he's kind of pulling her back. That's what's really being caught in my mind's eye, right? And it's like they may try to love bomb you with this passion. They may try to come in very hot and heavy with this passion. Scorps, I just don't see you entertaining it. If you're single and you're dealing with somebody you used to see, or you're dating somebody and you've kind of been at a distance, whatever this is, I just don't see you taking that leap backwards. You've grown too much to do this. All right, new person. Who is this new person coming in, Spirit? The new person. The new person. I dropped it on the floor. Give me a second. New person. Who is this new person? Who's the new person for Scorpio? Oh, sorry, guys. Dropped a card, right? Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Love yourself first. And I think for some of you, you may be getting this appreciation could be loving yourself first, right? I think for some of you too, as much as I'm asking about this new person, and Spirit doesn't want to seem to spit out the information for some reason. Again, I do feel like this is tied to the same thing. Love yourself first and new love. Let's see. Scorps, I feel like you just have this feeling of like whoever this person from the past is, like they just won't let go. They just will not let go. And I think for you with this religious factors, your spiritual experience is going, just let me be. Please just let me alone. please just get on with your life, because I can be nice to you, but it does not mean that we need to get back together, that we need to reinvest in this. I just don't see you, again, I don't see you playing that. Spirit, one more time. New person. Who is very soon? I think once this cycle completely closes, Scorps, whoever this other person is, yeah, there it is. Very soon, new love. I'd be worth, say earlier about worth waiting for. Wasn't it worth waiting for? I feel like you think there's like this underlying idea of, is this person codependent? Is this new person toxic? Is this new person, they may remind you to, Spirit's giving this to me, they may remind you of somebody from the past. There may be some sort of similarity there that sets those red flags off for you, that you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do this again. Another 37 on the timer. I don't want to do this again. I'm afraid. Like, what if this person turns out to be the exact same thing that the other person was? Once, I do think that for some of you, you've got this situation where this person's kind of just trying to come back in, that's codependent, right? You've worked past the codependency. You've worked past those attachment issues. You know, you always want to make sure you're not getting back into those, but you also have to make the effort when it becomes a safe space for you to love. And Scorpio, I do think you're in a safe space for love. What do we have here? Very soon, new love, worth waiting for, true love. I'm telling you that when this other person comes into your world, I think it's going to catch you off guard. It's going to catch you by surprise. And I think that Scorpio nature of being cautious of people and questioning their intentions. I can't think of the right word, that one word to nail it down. But that's going to be the thing that kind of heightens your suspicions, is like, oh gosh, you know, seen this, done this. I don't know that I ever want to do this again. This is really uncomfortable for me. But you've worked through a lot of uncomfortable aspects in the past. Now do something that feels good for you. And as you love yourself through this, you're opening yourself up to this new experience of love itself. So, good Lord. Let's see here. All right, Spirit for Scorpio. Advice for Scorpio. They're just spitting them out. Birds of a feather. I do think that you are building another 7. I do think that you are building a community for yourself. And you've got a lot of love and guidance and support around you, Scorps, in general. I feel like there are people around you that are helping you rise, and you are helping them rise. But it's very beautiful because you're all finding your own way. So I feel like your circle has shrunk down with that 7. You've learned how to defend your space. You know who's worthy of that. You know who sparkles and shines. You know who you're willing to come together with, and who is going to add something to your life rather than take away from it with that birds of a feather. A burst of magic. Scorpio, do not forget your creative processes. Don't hold yourself back. A burst of magic. For some of you, may feel a little stuck. New life is happening. You need to hold the faith in who you are and where you're heading. Don't be so damn hard on yourself sometimes. This burst of magic is, I think, a reminder to you of where you've come from and where you're headed. And then we've got body and soul, 5, that change. You are changing and seeing beyond, shining through. Scorpio, I just talked about that you know, who's shining through, right? You're shining through as well. So don't forget, it's, you know, what you've learned about, it's not just about them. 3-3 on the timer. It's not just about them, it's also about you. And as long as you're loving yourself first through friendships, family ships, relationships, children ships, whatever the hell ships you're in, you are going to transform and you're going to thrive and survive. So I feel like you're just walking into this new space of birth and regeneration of yourself. And you're not allowing codependent situations to be affecting of your everyday life anymore. God knows you, and you know, Taurus, Scorpio just in general. And I look at my own readings that I've done, the work I've done with people, other readers, like Scorpio has been through the freaking mud and the muck, right? That's where that lotus comes from, is the mud, the muck, the murk, the gross stuff. And I think sometimes you forget to take a look at yourself and realize how far it is that you've truly come, and you need to, I think there's times where you need to sit back and embrace the vitality of who you are, that you've defeated, and Spirit is saying defeated, all the things meant to break you. And you know, you didn't let that stop you. So kudos to you. Things are going to get lighter and brighter per Spirit. You've done the work. Doesn't matter, like, if you've done the work, Spirit's got, I don't want to call it a reward, but you've made your karma, right? You've put in the best of intentions. You've done the work to free yourself. It fell out. I'm going to take it from these situations. Embrace it. You're letting go of control issues, giving your new relationships a chance, chemistry, the things that are vibing with you, right? Just go with it. So, Scorps, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you want to book a personal reading, personal readings are open and available now. So I've got some spots open. You can find that information in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. You can also go to holisticallyzenwb.com for a full description of all the products and services that I offer here through my store, Indigo Moon, and the readings and such, and the energy work that I do. So I'm wishing you guys all the very best. If you found this video resonated for you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel again if you've not done so. I'm sending you guys so much love in the month of August, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.